Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being here for this Pakistan Remittance Summit. All right. Just on the background side, as you all are aware, in Pakistan, we have done various initiatives which I'm going to tell you and show before you. But for this Pakistan Remittance Initiative, this is the third edition of the Pakistan Remittance Initiative. Prior to that, we started this initiative way back in 2017. Then we had a summit in 2019. Both were held in Dubai. And then we planned a Pakistan Remittance Summit way back in 2020 in KL, Malaysia, but due to COVID, we couldn't do that. So it's a very good opportunity for all of us that after the lapse of 3 years, we have reinitiated this initiative whereby we collect all the important financial institutions that are helping us in receiving remittance in Pakistan. I will cover the following things, and I will directly go to those things that I'm going to talk about. Pakistan Remittance Initiative is a unique initiative, and perhaps it's the only initiative so far in the world that we know, whereby 3 different mainstream government institutions joined hands to make collective efforts for the improvement of remittance to Pakistan. So it started way back in 2009, and it has 3 components to it. One is the State Bank of Pakistan, the second is the Ministry of Finance, and the third is Ministry of Overseas Pakistanis and Human Resource Development. So all these 3 different departments of Pakistan worked with collectively under the Pakistan Remittance Initiative brand and umbrella. We are situated at State Bank of Pakistan, and largely most of the things that we do, those are under the platform of Pakistan State Bank of Pakistan. Our objective was, we have very simple objectives. We want a faster, cheaper, and accessible remittance in Pakistan. And for that, what we have done, I'm going to show before you in the next slides. What we have done for the development of remittance market in Pakistan, and all these initiatives have been specifically done after the creation of PRI. Before that, these things were also there, but these were somewhere at different places. So this initiative gave us one single platform or umbrella to carry out all the initiatives related to remittances. So what we did, that first of all, we created a dedicated home remittances cell in every major financial institution in Pakistan. So in Pakistan, if you want to know that there is a remittance head, then there is a remittance head in all major Pakistani banks. And the top 8 banks are sitting here, their remittance heads are also sitting here, and even the senior management is also sitting here. So that was necessary to provide ownership of the remittance initiative at the financial institutions, because at the end of the day, all the remittances have to flow through financial institutions on both sides. Because when we call a term formal remittances, then when this word formal is used, which means it's a financial institutions on both sides. So we have dedicated home remittance cells and dedicated home remittances heads in each financial institution in Pakistan. Prior to this initiative, there were few intermittent correspondent relationships dedicated for the remittances. As most of you, the bankers here sitting here, the normal banking correspondent relationships between a bank to a bank were existing in Pakistan in a fairly large and required number. But the correspondent relationship between the money service businesses, money transfer operators, exchange houses, with the formal banks of Pakistan were not that existent. And perhaps still Pakistan is one of the few countries where banks, the normal commercial banks, are playing the leading and critical role in mobilizing the remittances. Just to give you the number, the 93% of remittances in Pakistan is mobilized by the Pakistani banks, and the 7% share is with the exchange houses. While in most of the world, the ratio is perhaps the reverse. It's exchange houses which do the remittance businesses in most of the countries. So it's the Pakistani banks which have taken the lead, and they are the mainstay and the main player and the key player in remittance in Pakistan. We did something very important for the, as I said, our objective remains the faster, cheaper, and accessible remittance in Pakistan. So these are the important building blocks that were carried out in Pakistan, and these are state of the art and global standards. And perhaps when I reach a point, I will tell you one thing more. So we have an IBAN, International Bank Account Number. This is a number which is unique to that individual and it's the only number anywhere in the world that can be used. So any international bank, any international financial institution can send a money to a particular bank account in Pakistan, and there is a particular number to every bank accounts available in Pakistan. Normally, most of the people don't know that they have a simply bank account. So typically when we open a bank account in Pakistan, we are given 7 or 8 numbers. But in reality, these are 24 numbers. So it starts with PK. PK stands for Pakistan, then the code for Pakistan, country code, then the bank's name, 4 digits, then the bank's codes, and so on. So then the individual number of those bank accounts. So this is the one important building block that anybody can send remittance to Pakistan to a particular unique bank account number. We have RTGS. RTGS is a wholesale bank clearing and payment system in the Pakistan, whereby the banks settle their obligations with each other. In Pakistan, perhaps this will be a rarity in the sense that our wholesale payment system is also taking care of the international remittances. So we have a special rails and special codes for transferring money through our normal wholesale system, which we call it real-time gross system, RTGS, and the local name in Pakistan is PRISM. We also have interbank fund transfer facility whereby you can send funds in seconds, in real time, to any account in Pakistan. And most of the financial institutions, overseas financial institutions sitting here know the kind of functionality that is, that in seconds, 15 seconds, 13 seconds, 17 seconds, 30 seconds, the money moves. Just to give you my personal example, I sent money from UK to 4 corridors. One, the UK, the other, USA, third to Pakistan in 2 different accounts. The money in Pakistan was received in 16 seconds in one bank, 17 seconds in another bank. In US, it was received after 48 hours, and in Canada, it was received after 72 hours from London. So that's the kind of accessibility and the rails that we have and our financial institutions, with the help of all the stakeholders have put in place. So, and there is another initiative, we call it RAST. RAST is a micro payment system, but this will be managed by the central bank. The interbank fund transfer system is owned by the Pakistani banks collectively. So RAST is still a more state-of-the-art payment system for the retail payments, and we are, inshallah ta'ala, are working for the digitization of local payments and as well. So in the RAST, we are also again going to have international remittance rails through it, and RAST will be completely free for the international remittance. And at the moment, even the RTGS, which is with the State Bank of Pakistan, that's also free for international remittances. We have a system of confirmation of sending SMS to beneficiaries. This is in Pakistan available. Outside now this is a common practice. So these were the building blocks through which this remittance infrastructure started moving. So that was the account part. The second part that is equally important in terms of remittance, that is, we know that most of the remittance senders and the recipients perhaps are not that white collar or that educated and so on, as we are sitting in this room. So they are largely blue collar or low income senders and receivers. So therefore, cash over the counter, which has been the strength of exchange houses globally, we moved that strength to our banks as well. Now, all Pakistani banks from all of their existing branch networks pay out cash to the customers if they desire, if the transaction is of that nature. So transaction can be of two nature. One, it could be credit into the account directly. The second could be payment out through the cash payout mechanism. So Pakistani banks also cater to this thing as well. An important thing again from a perspective point of view, that normally banks do not entertain walk-in, retail and slow value customers. This is the general criticism, or this is one of the characteristics of the banks globally, including Pakistan as well, that they are not that receptive to the walk-in, low-value, high-volume businesses. But remittance is a low-value, high-volume, walk-in customers, and Pakistani banks entertain them. And then on the other side, this Pakistan remittance initiative side, the remittance side, we also have enabled not only the person-to-person transfers of money, but we also have business to consumer and consumer to bank and charity donations also. So these are the permissions in place. Few banks have started working on it. Some tie-ups or have also started joining it. So the circular name is written there. So any international MTOs, which if they were not aware of the facility that in Pakistan you can send business to consumer, for example, freelancers payment, pensions, and so on, from an entity to individual in Pakistan, and likewise consumer to business. For example, an individual sender can pay the utility bills in Pakistan or pay off his educational installments and so on. So that facility is also, from a regulatory perspective, there is a full permission for that. You have to shake hands, your systems have to shake hands with each other, and then you can send these remittances as well. What are the incentives for the international market players or the Pakistani players? These are again the unique contributions of Pakistan, government of Pakistan. Perhaps again, these kind of initiatives are not available in any other country as of we speak, or if there could be, but not in the sense and the extent that Pakistan offers. So we offer, the first incentive is the reimbursement of TT charges. That is, that the cost of sending money, the development goals of UN always talk about reduction of remittance charges, the cost of sending remittances. That is one of the core objectives of the UN's SDGs. However, in Pakistan, sending money is free in most of the cases. So the beauty of this scheme that is available in Pakistan, that the sender is not charged any fee, and while the sending partner, the financial institution on the send side and the financial institution on the receive sides, are also getting the requisite, or perhaps in some cases a slightly required amount of incentive or amount of revenue that they would otherwise would have charged to the customer. So the customer is benefiting from free remittances to Pakistan, and the financial institutions in the chain are also adequately compensated for extending this facility. The second, and what we have done this year, especially that we have enhanced our rates of rebate to a very large extent, whereby they are now, we have specific meetings with few of the large tie-ups, and all of the feedback that we have received, that these are very good incentive rates, and this should move the needle in Pakistan, inshallah ta'ala. Second, we have restored the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia corridor for this rebate mechanism. It was closed during the COVID because of because of a particular regulation in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which made it mandatory for all digital transfers to be free, and a mandatory fee in all in-person transfers. So as our model said that you have to send everything free to Pakistan, so therefore this scheme could not continue there. And then we have now restored that scheme as well back to our largest corridor, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And we have meeting with a few large banks from Saudi Arabia, and they are hopeful, and they are saying that their ratio of remittances have increased to Pakistan. There is another marketing incentive scheme that is available in Pakistan to the Pakistani financial institutions, whereby they carry out marketing across the globe, within Pakistan, outside Pakistan, with the stakeholders. And this scheme earlier was intermittent. It was announced in a particular financial year, then it was stopped, then it was announced in a particular calendar year, then the gap came and new government came in, then it started again after a year, and so this time, thanks to the Ministry of Finance and the government of Pakistan, we have made this scheme permanent. So it's a normal feature. It will be there, inshallah ta'ala. We have enhanced the incentive rates for Pakistani banks that if they are bringing in more remittance to Pakistan, they will get a certain incentive for those. And the accessibility to qualify have also been rationalized so that all players have the opportunity to increase their remittances to Pakistan and can also have the incentive to earn the incentive from the government of Pakistan for bringing in more and more remittances to Pakistan. What are the incentives for the consumer? Free of cost remittance. Our first goal was the cheaper remittance. Most of the remittance to Pakistan are free. It's a real time. As I gave you my personal example, we have enhanced access. As I talked of accessibility, so from an accessibility point of view, with the advent of mobile phone and apps and the fintechs and the financial and the overall technology that is available with all existing banks and the upcoming digital players, now a person sitting in his own room can send money to a person anywhere in Pakistan, standing on the mountains or moving in the deserts, because that accessibility, those rails are there now. Our challenge is the awareness, our challenge is to reach everybody, our challenge is to inform them, but the rails are there whereby a remittance can be sent from anywhere in the world to any place in Pakistan in real time. We have community engagement activities regularly. So we, as the Middle East our core market, so most of the activities, the share of the activities goes to the Middle East, but we do these things in other the new and upcoming corridors like Malaysia and so on. So they are marketing. We have community engagement activities for our community, Eid gatherings, national celebrations, sports event, entertainment, family events, and yesterday's event was one example of that kind of engagement of the community. And we also have labor camp activities whereby each labor is met by the representative of Pakistan and convinces them to send remittance to the Pakistan. We also have lucky draws, giveaways, guaranteed value gifts, cash incentives. So all these things given by Pakistani financial institution and overseas financial institution has been made possible by all the infrastructure that I just mentioned sent by the Pakistani community, by the government of Pakistan. So we have a dedicated PRI and banks call centers in Pakistan. We have also a national Soni Dharti remittance program. Through this program, any Pakistani consumer can earn reward points by sending money from any financial institutions from the globe to any bank in Pakistan. So this is channel agnostic scheme. So you don't have to worry any remittance sent from any entity across from the globe to any entity in Pakistan. The consumer will get the points. So Soni Dharti is your scheme. All the tie-ups that are sitting here, please note this Soni Dharti remittance program is your scheme. If anybody sends remittance through your program, he or she will get the points. So this is in brief. There are 4 categories. It's 1% to 1.75% points. There are 8 different avenues of the government entities whereby from tickets to the mobile duties we can pay, and we are going to add few more functionalities through which the consumers will have the option of not only these 9 entities, but all of a sudden they will be able to access, as we expect, 30,000 entities, because we are going to open the card, we are going to link the local PayPak card that will give access to 20,000 plus merchants, and we are planning to open one bill that is going to open more than 2,100 billers in Pakistan. So all these reward points can be redeemed on these merchants and all these bill payment institutions. From a consumer education and awareness perspective, we have pre-departure briefings programs for outgoing workers. It has been recently revamped after the COVID, because during the COVID it was stopped. So now the top 13 banks of Pakistan participate in it 5 days a week throughout the year and through the 9 centers in Pakistan. So it's a one-on-one interaction on a daily basis with outgoing workers through 9 Pakistani centers 5 days a week, 365 days a year, except the holidays. We also do orientation sessions for the community welfare attachés that are posted globally so that they could know what are the infrastructure and incentive in place for remittances in Pakistan so that when they interact with the community, they'll have awareness of these things. Awareness session and webinars through Pakistan embassies and consulates is a regular feature, as the Honorable Ambassador Saab has just explained, that there have been many such webinars even in Malaysia and throughout the world. We have extensive joint and individual media campaigns by domestic and international FIs and placement of marketing officer by Pakistani banks. This again is perhaps one of the unique feature of Pakistani remittance infrastructure, whereby actual Pakistani officers of Pakistani banks are posted in overseas jurisdictions to market and promote home remittances for Pakistan. These are a few pictures. We restarted this pre-departures orientation program in August, and it's our seniors and the Bureau of Immigration's senior leadership is there. These are few photos. Still, there are much to be improved in Pakistan. You can understand these are centers where people go physically, and we give them briefing and so on. So this is the first interaction there. So anybody, before going outside, he should have an interaction with Pakistani banks to know the infrastructure in place. These are the independence event we recently did on 14th August in Dubai. And these are few of the pictures. We had these community sessions like this we did here. And then we also had a workers session in the labor camp, which is on the left. All the Pakistanis were there with the flags and so on. So these are the events where State Bank participates, but this is a regular feature and financial institutions do that on a regular basis. This is the labor camp activity, the marketing officers posted by Pakistani financial institutions. This is the social media coverage that Pakistani institutions do on a day in, day out basis. From a Hundi Hawala perspective, that remained a very critical dampener on our remittances, especially in the last year. So we have done some important institutional efforts and then some efforts on a specific level. We have the amendments now in our relevant laws for the enhanced and speedy trials and enhanced punishments for anybody involved in in doing any illegal remittance business, which is normally called Hundi Hawala. We have automation of trade because the drivers of the Hundi Hawala are primarily three things. One is the illegal activities, the other is trade-based tax evasion, and the third is some genuine payments which people require, but perhaps because of the regulatory system, they are not able to do it quickly. So the trade is the major component for trade-based money laundering. So we now have a framework, detailed framework in Pakistan. Besides that, we have engaged with Pakistan systems whereby the systems of banks, State Bank and Pakistan Customs have been interlinked. So that the transactions which go through the system, the requisite money flow also is ensured that also takes place. And plus there has been lots of obligation that have been put in place on our financial institution as well as, and because of these things, some cases have also been identified of money laundering which are being dealt with by the law enforcement agencies. So we also coordinate as a central bank with the law enforcement agencies in sanctioning illegal operators, and we have recently had a large crackdown in Pakistan for the illegal operators, and we also have revamped our exchange house framework and mechanism in Pakistan. So now in Pakistan also there will be large exchange houses only. We have given a roadmap for the merger of the medium size or small size exchange operators to be part of, either they won't be operating or they have to merge with the larger operators. And besides that, another major initiative that we have taken, and we hope the fruits of it will be received in coming days, we have asked our Pakistani commercial banks to open exchange houses themselves separately from their banks, so that the need for and the work that is being done by the exchange houses in Pakistan, especially for the currency exchange side, that is taken care of. There has been a crackdown on smuggling in Pakistan in recent times. The impact you have seen it, and capacity building of SPPs, regulated entities, and law enforcement agencies is also taken care of. We also engage with them. We also learn from them, and so on. We also do this campaigning whereby inform the public about the Hundi Hawala issues, and these kind of information is also shared with the outgoing workers when we do the pre-departure briefing. To our surprise, most of the workers that we meet, they are not even aware that Hundi Hawala is an illegal offense. Not only illegal, it's a serious offense in Pakistan, and there are huge punishments and so on. So the awareness part is required, and that we are working as well, and you can also, and it's our request that you should also inform everywhere, especially in the countries. So it's a serious crime in Pakistan. It is against the Sharia, because when the law of law and land says that you only have to send money through formal system, so it becomes illegal. It becomes Sharia non-compliant as well. So recent and upcoming initiatives, we have resumed again this annual Pakistan Remittance Summit. Inshallah ta'ala, let's hope and pray that this continues for coming years as well. We have introduced Pakistan Remittance Awards for the first time, and these awards that we are going to distribute tonight are based on the performance that you have done in the last fiscal year, i.e. July 2002 to June 2003. These are purely number-based awards. These, whichever has brought in the largest amount of remittance to Pakistan. This is the first year. We just wanted to recognize and thank you. However, from the next year, we will sit with you in more depth and detail to have different categories of awards which you require, which gives in more facets to these awards and the difference in different things. But this year's awards are purely based on volume. Whoever has brought in the largest volume is going to be awarded, because at the end of the day, it's the volume that matters. We want remittance in Pakistan. Lucky draw scheme, we are working on it to have a national lucky draw scheme. We are hopeful that we will be able to pull this out going forward. It may take some time, but that's a plan, a national lucky draw scheme for Pakistan. As I said, one bill, pay park in Soni Dharti. We are also going to working on a dedicated national social media handles for remittance, because at this time, all the banks have their own different social media handles, and that's fine and should grow and prosper. But we also want to place, for example, PRI social media handles, where all of the social media material that you are putting in can be posted, reposted, shared from our handle as well, so that a consumer can have one single place to access. If they access PRI social media, Instagram, so then they will have the social media clips of all the banks, all the international tie-ups, if we are able to successfully do this. So that's the plan as well for this year. And a dedicated joint remittance account is essential for the accessibility that I said, that now the rails are there, account can be sent to another account. But for that, we are working on a dedicated account that it will be more like a Roshan digital account, but it will be for the resident Pakistanis. It will have all the features, simplicity, and incentives built into it. These are our achievements. From 2011, it's a straight line, except for the last year because of various reasons. So that's why we have enhanced our efforts, enhanced our incentives, enhanced outreach, so that we not only get back the numbers that we achieved last fiscal year, but then again we resume our upward journey going forward as well. And the good part is Pakistanis are going to international destination in big number. All these technological platforms, all this infrastructure and so on that I just elaborated before you is in place. So we are hopeful. These are the countries. Saudi Arabia remains the largest corridor for Pakistan, then UAE, then UK is the third, other GCC, EU, USA, other countries. What we expect from you, the market participants, for that we have gathered and all this stage has been set. We want at least 10 to 50% enhancement in our remittances. So all of you please make your specific strategies, work with Pakistani banks, we want Pakistani remittance to grow by at least 10 to 15% annually from the numbers that we achieved last year. So we last year achieved 27%. We expect all of you will work together with all the incentive in place, all the enhanced incentive in place, that remittance to Pakistan should reach 30, 31 ballpark that we achieved a year earlier, and then we proceed further from there. So that's our expectation, number one, and we will rate you, rank you, and we structure our incentives accordingly based on the achievement of the numbers. We are expecting that you would enhance your marketing and outreach activities many folds, because now you have been provided a revenue space so that now you can go out. And the most important thing here is that we would like to stress upon is that increase the pie for Pakistan. If we found that you are just simply shifting volume from one entity to another entity, that won't go good in our eyes. We want you to increase the pie. Each international type sitting here, please increase the pie. As a country, it's not in our interest you simply move funds from bank A to bank B. That's not for that. All this infrastructure has been put in place, and you know the criticality of this initiative for Pakistan, and you know the kind of people, the poor people, the workers are involved. So it's absolutely not only fits into your financial objectives, but it also fits into your moral objectives as well. That serving for remittance is not a financial game only; it's a moral game as well. Because if you are serving well, if you are putting the workers, providing them opportunities to send more and more remittance through formal channels, where they can receive formally, there's no tax in Pakistan, there's proceed realization certificate, so anybody, it's a white money, they can show in Pakistan, build their homes, they're poor people and so on. So enhance your marketing and outreach efforts. We are not going to look any entity which just simply moves numbers from one bank to another bank. That's not the objective at all. That my message is loud and clear before everybody. You have to increase the pie for Pakistan. For that we all are striving. For that you have various strategies. The one that we expect from you is the competitive and better exchange rates. Some of you are doing it, some of you are not. So we are expecting all of you will offer better exchange rates. Carry out technological improvements, especially in this world. Still there are some international MTOs which are on a file mode. We expect all of you to go to the API mode. We do not expect any of you on the file mode anymore. Perhaps in a year or so, you all should go to the API mode, go to the real-time connectivity. End-to-end digitization, we will work with you specifically so that you have digitization at the send side and digitization at the Pakistan side, so that the remittances can be sent in a digitized manner. Our numbers, most of you have perhaps met all of us, and you have our numbers. You're welcome to come to Pakistan. You are welcome to send your input or feedback through emails. You're welcome to contact us on WhatsApp. So please do share us all the ideas that you have for the increasing the pie of remittance for Pakistan. So for that, we are always welcome. And thank you from my side.